quick little announcement for you all. Thank you for tuning in to Getting Geeky with Game Life. I wanted to tell you we're going to be announcing a huge giveaway of one of the games that is on BGG's hotness list at the end of this episode. So make sure you're listening through the whole episode so you can find out about this awesome giveaway. There's going to be 2 winners. And like I said, it's on BGG's hotness list, so stay tuned. In this episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down to speak with the creator of Theosis, because Theosis Godslayer, their new mini expansion, is coming to Kickstarter this Tuesday, the 12th of February, but I'll let the designer and myself chat about that, so hang on until after Kickstarter Corner. And if you caught this episode via email without Kickstarter Corner and the sponsor spots, just listen up until then, and then you'll get the same stuff. But either way, thank you for joining us today. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Heroes and Treasure, Darkness and Light campaign. The popular Heroes and Treasure family RPG expands with new maps, enemies, and treasures. This is a role-playing game that you can play with kids 4 years old and up, even with teens. This looks like a role-playing game that we might want to bring to the table during Rolling with the Leafs, if you remember way back when we used to play that. Well, we're looking at getting that back to the table pretty soon here for you guys, and this might be a game just for that, so you'll want to stay tuned to that. But if you want to get into role-playing games with your kids or teens, definitely check out Heroes and Treasure, Darkness and Light campaign that'll be on Kickstarter through Tuesday, the 12th of March. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by INSURED, the survival-based board game. It's for 3 to 8 players. Do you have what it takes to survive? Would you strategize and manipulate to win, or would you leave it all up to fate? Find out in INSURED, the board game that'll be on Kickstarter through Thursday, the 21st of February, and they have reached their funding goal since last we spoke. So check out INSURED, the survival-based board game. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is proudly being powered by Dark Naga, Haunting of Hastur, Hardback 5e and OSR. It's a hardback color omnibus edition of Haunting of Hastur modules, Dark Nagas 1 through 5 with VTT maps and extras. And we sat down with Kevin to talk all about it. You can find that in the update entitled Update for week of February 4th, 2019. So go give that a listen and then see if this is one you want to add to your role-playing game adventure. So check out Dark Naga, Haunting of Hastur, Hardback 5e and OSR that'll be on Kickstarter through Sunday, the 17th of February. This episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief is also proudly being powered by 9 Lives, a card game for cat lovers, cat haters, and cat neutral people. Even dog people will love it. They since reached their funding goal and they'll be on Kickstarter through the 3rd of March. So go check out 9 Lives.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with Game Relief. So glad you could make it. We've got a couple games or items on Kickstarter in our Kickstarter Corner segment, and then we'll jump right into our interview.
What is this place? What is it doing here in the Leafs computer? Oh, it's Kickstarter Corner with the Leafs.
You may have heard of this. Heck, you may be listening to it right now. But did you know Getting Geeky with Game Relief Podcast Season 3 is currently on Kickstarter? That's right, with 300 plus episodes in the bucket for geeks like you, We are looking for your help to provide greater content and expand what we do. Have you ever wanted to see the Leafs on video? Actual Leafs? Well, that's what we're going for right now, as well as myself doing yoga with board gaming, not just as a podcast episode, which you'll probably be getting after our campaign, but Lady Leaf thought it would be a good idea to actually have that conveyed in video, as it may be more funnier and you'll be able to see me trying to figure out yoga while I try to figure out a board game. So help us get to that $2,500 stretch goal, and go ahead and do that by jumping over and checking out our campaign that's on Kickstarter currently. Another one that's on Kickstarter, this one ends a lot sooner than mine, but it's a Love Me Gamer Valentine's Day custom dice set by Riot Dice. That's right, you get 3 custom dice sets to all lovers, because love is all you need. And if you need more than love, we've got you covered there too, because if you go ahead when their pledge manager comes out and you go ahead and put on the notes or message back to them, Love Leaf, all one word, you can get an extra dice. That's right, listeners of the podcast can get an extra dice. So why not get your lover some new dice this Valentine's Day through Kickstarter by using our link in the Kickstarter Corner portion of the show notes, and make sure you enter that code and you'll get an extra dice for them. Because they deserve more, and all you need is love, like they said. So check out Love Me Gamer Valentine's Day Custom Dice Set by Riot Dice. That'll be on Kickstarter through Friday the 15th of February. But it ends really soon in the morning, so make sure you back it before the 14th of February. Also, another one that's on Kickstarter for a little bit longer is Head Chef, the tabletop card game of food, fame, and fun. In this tabletop card game, for 1 to 4 hungry players, you will cook food, earn fame, and become, you guessed it, the head chef. And if we play our cards right, it looks like we'll be having Peter on the show next week. So wait for that, and he'll tell you all about Head Chef. But in the meantime, check out his campaign, as it'll be on Kickstarter through Friday the 22nd of February. And they're so close to their goal, so go ahead and back it now and wait for that interview. But check out Head Chef, the tabletop card game of food, fame, and fun. We teased about this at the first of the episode, but once again we wanted to bring attention to the fact that 9 Lives, a card game for cat lovers, cat haters, and cat neutral people, even dog people will love it, as well as Leafs, because it is backed by Gamer Leaf. So definitely go ahead and check out 9 Lives. They did reach their funding goal, and they have some interesting ways to do their stretch goals. The funding aspect as well as social stretch goals. And heck, you want to go back and listen? I did sit down with Ice, one of the creators and masterminds behind this game, and you can go ahead and find that in update number 1. We are nearly 100%. There's a little image, you go ahead and click on it, and I believe you'll be able to go ahead and listen to my interview with Ice from the creators of 9 Lives. It looks like a fun, fast, fun-filled game, so definitely check out 9 Lives. It'll be on Kickstarter through Sunday the 3rd of March. These next 2 games just recently launched on Kickstarter, and we'll be having these designers and creators from these next 2 games on the podcast next week. So make sure you subscribe to Getting Geeky with Gamerleaf wherever you catch your podcast. But anyways, this first one is from Burnt Island Games, In the Hall of the Mountain King. It's territory denial, cascading production, magic and muscle, an innovative game for 2 to 5 trolls that is easy to learn but hides rich depths. They really overshot their funding goal thus far. They're over 200% funded, and there's still 19 days to go to get on the fun of this one. So definitely go ahead and check out In the Hall of the Mountain King. That will be on Kickstarter through Thursday the 28th of February. And make sure you stay tuned so you can hear me as I sit down with the designer to talk all about it next week. Next, from Analog Game Studios, they're back with another one. This one's called Duels of Cartisora. It's 2 players, 6 warriors. A shotgun card game with 6 infamous warriors. Quick setup and play. A lifetime to sharpen your battle skills. It sounds like the replayability on this game is awesome, as well as the art. It reminds me of War, but everybody's got different characters and whatnot. And you know how I figured that out? Because I sat down with the designer and publisher of this game, and you're going to be able to hear that this coming Tuesday. That's right. So make sure you're subscribed so you can catch that episode. Last but not least is Lex Draconis, Be the Dragon. What would you sacrifice for power? Be the dragon and roar in this tabletop RPG core book for the modern RPG universe. That's right. In this role-playing game, I believe you get to actually be the dragon. At the time of this recording, they had 65 hours to go. So somewhere in between there and 48 hours are left on the campaign by the time this releases. And this project you have through this Monday, the 11th of February. Early in the morning, to be exact. 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you want to be the dragon and you don't know how to transform into a dragon, unfortunately, why not play Lex Draconis, Be the Dragon? Back it on Kickstarter today. Now we join my interview with the creator and mastermind behind Theosis, already in progress. And reminder about the giveaway we're going to be announcing at the end of this podcast, so stay tuned until after the interview.
Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
There was turmoil in the heavens. For reasons unknown to mortals, at some point even gods must die. After one such death, there was an open seat at the table of creation. A god was needed. The challengers that want to compete for the seat must select mortal heroes and summon them to Hierapolis. The heroes will perform quests, spending 6 days preparing themselves before entering the arena to fight to the death. The challenger whose champion is left standing will be elevated to godhood. Assemble your team. Choose wisely. Consider their alignment, the weapons and armor they can equip, and how they will use their skills as a team. Then enter Hierapolis, City of Gods. Assign your heroes to quests and gain loot. Decide what kind of god you will become. This will decisively affect your heroes in battle. Each path you take grants you distinct powers. Explore the different locations of Hierapolis. Rest at the tavern. Prepare rituals that will shape the arena. Arm yourself at the market. Heal and gain mana at the cathedral. Gain gold at the mercenary camp. Bribe the Thieves' Guild to hinder your enemies. Bid against your foes for powerful artifacts. At the end of 6 days, enter the arena. Select powers to strengthen your heroes. Alter the arena with prepared rituals. Use spells to attack multiple enemies. Use your hero's unique skills. At the end of 9 turns, be the last hero standing. Are you prepared to claim your birthright as a god? Join us on Kickstarter!
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It did to me, because a while back ago we had the creator and designer of Theosis from Dreamcraft Games on with us, and today we're lucky enough to have him on again as there's a new expansion in the works that's coming to Kickstarter. How about you introduce yourself to my fans?
Well, first of all, hello Lake, how are you? I'm really happy to be here again with you. Hello to all the fans. I am AIOLLUS. I'm the designer of Theosis. And Well, what else do you need?
Oh, no, that's good. That's great. I just didn't want to slaughter your name again.
No problem. I really have to change name.
Well, yeah, well, it won't be the fault of Getting Geeky with Gamerly, but so glad you could join us to talk all about your new expansion that's coming up. Before we get into that, in case somebody hasn't listened to our previous episode, how did you get into playing tabletop board games?
Actually, my background is more from role-playing games. I started as a dungeon master or game master, however some people like to call it, storytellers. And then later on, we moved into more board games. We liked strategy games. We were a lot of people playing strategy games, so I kind of fall in love with board games. So we want to create our own board games to be exactly how we would like to enjoy them. So that's how.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. So, do you remember which game took you from role playing into the board games?
Actually, it wasn't one of the games that really. I always used to play games when I was just a child as a Risk and other games, but later on we steadily started to play some things like uh, Puerto Rico and other nice game, mainly most worker placement games.
Oh, okay, awesome. And word on the street is you have a new game, or I mean expansion, that's about to hit Kickstarter, depending on when people are listening, or it's on Kickstarter right now for a very short time. What can you tell us about Theosis Godslayer, the expansion?
Okay, so actually it is not quite an expansion. It is a mini expansion. It is a very, very small expansion which aims to be at a very, very, very low price. So what we are aiming at is trying to get our game much, much better without being inexpensive or without. Uh, Actually, let me tell you exactly what happened. We did find a way to make our game even much better. We didn't have in the first place the opportunity to show our co-op and solo game. So we had all this nice stuff that our backers unlocked as stretch goals, but because there were stretch goals, we didn't have the opportunity to show it to the world. So now that we found some really new additions, we did have a way to include all this into the main core game. That means that we can have everything in the main box without having any extra cost on shipping and without delaying or postponing the date that our backers will receive the game. So what we are aiming at is having everyone to have the main core game and the mini expansion game in the same date as the main game. So that's why we wanted to actually do this. And because we are trying to make it at a really, really low price, I think everyone will be really satisfied.
Awesome. And you keep saying low price. So, what is that low price?
Well, actually, this is going to air just a few days before the Kickstarter, and I'm not allowed from my colleagues to say anything. So if was going to say that we are aiming at a single-digit number, they would have to kill me. So I cannot tell you that.
Okay, yeah, we don't want you. We don't want to be killed, and we don't want you to have to kill anybody. So, if you're listening, go ahead and click on that link in our show notes so you can find out more about this expansion and the secret right now that the price will be.
Which is definitely not going to be. Yeah, it's definitely the price is not going to be a single-digit number as we're aiming. So, well, it might be, but anyway, okay, you just have to find out.
Yeah, they'll have to stay tuned. So, yeah, stay tuned to find out. Now, you said it makes the game better. How does it go about doing that?
Actually, we had the opportunity to add a lot of new weapons, more armors, more shields. We have new power cards and a new mechanic that actually expands the advantages of asymmetrical gameplay. So we have more rituals, you have more artifacts. We had the opportunity to include all this more stuff. And the main thing that we couldn't show in the first time is the ethos duality, as we call it. So let me explain to you very, very fast what happened. During our campaign, we had a really good biker, but I cannot tell you the name here because he didn't give me the okay to do it. But what actually, sorry about that. So what we could do is have he gave us a really good idea to use the same hero pad from the backward side and have actually twice as many heroes with the same miniatures. So, for example, we have a fighter which might tend to good or might tend to bad, or we have the paladin which might be really, really towards law, or he can be more of a freedom paladin. So, actually, we have two versions of each hero. That's expanding our possibilities of gameplay twice as many. So we didn't have this to show. We liked the idea very, very much. We redesigned a lot of stuff with the help of our backers. So actually what we can do now is have all this gameplay into the expansion and add it over there.
Oh, okay, that sounds really awesome. Now, per se, somebody missed the last campaign and they don't know what Theosis is. Can you give us a quick breakdown of the game and how it works?
Of course. So actually we start by selecting your heroes. You have 12 heroes to select, with each hero having two versions. So you create your team. Depending on the game scenario, you can have, for example, 2 heroes, or you can even have 4 heroes or 6. Then you enter Hierapolis, where all these heroes actually perform quests, which will change the way that the world shapes. So the alignment of the world will change. If, for example, you rally people to war and you do more warmonger requests, then things will tend to war. If you are more of a guardian type of god, then you'll tend the world more to peaceful quests. You can be a lawful god, or you can be a more chaotic god. You can be merciful, or you can be very, very strict. So what happens is all your heroes in a worker placement phase perform quests. They gather money, they gather loot, and they spend those monies to equip themselves with better weapons. They gain powers depending on the quest they will perform. They will visit the temple and the cathedral to heal. They can visit the Thieves Guild in order to do some harm to other players, or they can even go on other quests to get more money. They can go to the tavern and rest and gain more power for the next round, or they can even go and prepare rituals to the Mage Tower. Now, all this preparation phase, all this worker placement phase ends when they leave Hierapolis, all prepared already, and go into the arena, where they will fight each other and use all these things that they have. They will use the powers that they have gained. They will fight each other with their weapons. They will spend their mana that they selected into using their skills. They will unlock the already prepared rituals as traps for the foes. This is where they fight. So this is more the competitive side of the game. If you want, though, you are not into competitive and you are to co-op, or you want to play the game as solo, you just enter the arena and fight against monsters. So that's the other way of playing it.
Okay, so it sounds like it hits a lot of different itches, so that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Now, yeah, so it looks like a really fun game from what I've seen, and I remember we talked about it before. Now, with the initial campaign, I saw something really cool that you guys did. I've heard of early bird pledges, but it looks like you did a late bird pledge. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we had a lot of... let me explain better. We're very new to the market. Not a lot of people know us. Not a lot of people trust us. So wherever you go into a new market, there is something called the entry market cost. This means that you might have to pay more money into advertising, or you have to pay more money into creating better videos or everything. Because we are gamers, we are really concerned on the things that matter to gamers. For example, we live here in Greece. the cost for sending a game to Greece was very, very expensive, and was something that it always bothered us. So what we wanted is to be thankful to our backers for giving us this opportunity to start. So what we really did is we didn't spend all this money into creating a really, really expensive video or advertising everywhere. We spent it on our backers, and we supported with our own money the cost for sending the game to them. So we had an initial early bird pledge where we substituted an amount for the cost of transporting the game to the backers, and then we thought that okay, some people didn't have that sense, so we had also a late bird, just to making fun of the words, where we also give the opportunity to substitute a smaller amount of money, so we were fair to the early bird backers, but also managed to absorb some money for the late bird backers. So eventually, all the backers didn't have to pay the cost for transporting the game.
Wow, yeah, I really like that. So that's pretty cool.
Well, what we're aiming is to do the best we can also for the expansion, because what we're aiming at the expansion is giving the world a really, really nice, cool miniature, a boss miniature, which is really huge. It's 4 times the basic miniature size, and it's going to be a dragon and a dragon rider. So it's an awesome, it's really, really nice miniature, and we're going to give it at a very low price. So a lot of people will come to our Kickstarter page and have a look at the game. We think that for the price we are giving the game, we are giving a lot of things to the backers. We have huge monsters, we have a lot of miniatures, and I think it's a really great game. So with the way that we're trying to do it is we're trying to approach a lot of people to give them the opportunity, the second chance, to also have a look at Theosis and maybe back Theosis this time.
Okay, so you're saying if people missed the first campaign, they'll still be able to pick up Theosis during that miniature campaign you're doing? I think it's for a week, isn't it?
It's only for a week, and I think that you're saying the things I'm trying to say, you just, for 1 whole minute, you just managed to say it in 10 seconds more clearly than I did. My English is not that well.
Oh, no worries. You're doing an excellent job. I really appreciate you coming on the show to talk all about it. So somebody's listening and they're wondering about this and everything. What makes Theosis Godslayer pop as a campaign that my audience should look out for when it launches on the 12th of February, and then go check it out and back it if they like what they see?
Well, it's a really novel approach, combining a worker placement game with a skirmish phase. So it's something that's not really, people are not really used to. I think that they will really, really like the fun part of it. It's a fast game with a lot of fun twists because it has a lot of take that mechanic. So if you have a company that likes to have fun and kill each other, they have the opportunity. If they want to play again together against real big monsters, then that again is really a nice option, because you can have both ways. So we did a lot of effort in creating nice huge monsters. Apollyon, the demon that it's one of our big bosses, is really, really impressive. I like miniatures. I really like them. And I think we did a really great job at the miniatures. That at least is what all our backers said, and all people who saw our campaign, they were really impressed. So if someone likes a fun game to play, which you can play also against each other or as a team, a game with really, really impressive miniatures, I think he should have a look at our Kickstarter campaign. And maybe when he sees how much we give to the people, for what low price we give all this, I think he will be amazed.
Yes, most definitely, because just scrolling through your initial Kickstarter page, looking at all those miniatures and stuff, it is awesome. And from the way you described the game as well as looking at the Kickstarter page, it looks like it's pretty fun. And you hit the best of both worlds, or I guess all three worlds, in the opportunity that there's co-op competitive and the solo gameplay. So that's awesome.
We created a game the way that we would like to play it. Actually, we spent hours and hours of beta testing the game, but actually we were just enjoying the game by playing it. Because as I told you in the beginning, we are all gamers, so this is what we do. We're having fun with playing games, and we want to share this experience with all the other world. Having the game being backed, it's really, really important for us. We're really proud of it. We're not trying to gain a lot of money out of this. One day we might be able to have a lot of games and we have a really profitable company. That's nothing wrong with it. But right now we just want to enter the market, show things to the people, show the games that we like to play, and have them play it with us. That's what we want to share.
Most definitely. And I want everybody to go check it out. If they're listening right now, to go click on that link so they can check out Theosis Godslayer or follow along for the ride. Like you said, it's a really short week, and that's great that you are trying to make a game that you guys enjoy playing. That's always important as well. Now, I know we're focused on this campaign, but is there any secrets you can tell us about other games you might be working on in the future?
Well, actually, we are working. We have 90% ready of our next game, and we're about at 70% ready of our following game, following that. Because we designed Theosis years ago, and we have a lot of other games that we have designed and been playing all this time. And we will manage to share all these games to the world. But what we're focusing on is first having the opportunity to ship this game to our backers. So when they open the huge box, because the box is really huge, in order to having all these huge miniatures to fit in, I think they're going to be really impressed about the size of all things. So when people will show that they are unpacking all these games and opening this great box and getting all these huge miniatures out, this thing will be really, really cool. So as soon as we have all these people satisfied, we're going to have the next week, we're going to Kickstarter again with our next game. So what we're aiming at is not having one game off and this is it. We're having a lot of games that they will in a way interact, as you will see. So it's going to be like a huge campaign with small games. But you will see this coming out very soon.
Okay, so we'll have to look for that. But like you said, first you want to go ahead and deliver an awesome game to your backers. So that's exciting.
It's a mini campaign. It's something that everyone can afford. This miniature as an add-on with the size of it will cost about $30 to $40 most probably in 99% of the games, and we're trying to have it only for $9. So I think that people will be really, really amazed of what they can get value for money. So, and also maybe that will give us a chance for more people to have a look at Theosis, because last time we went out, it was July. It's not a very good month to go. We were funded, of course, and we are really, really thankful to our backers. But we want, since we're creating a really big production, we have a lot of games. It is a nice opportunity to have more people at the same date get the game and also get the expansion, get much more. And we are going to be more thankful to our backers, as they will see through the pledges and through the social stretch goals that we're going to have. It's going to be a really small campaign because it's really a mini expansion. Basically, it might have a lot of weapons and cards and everything, but the main impressive thing is the great miniature that we have. And because it's one miniature, we just want to have it a mini campaign. It's going to be just for a week. I really, really hope, and I'm addressing the people who are listening to us right now, that you just have a look visit our Kickstarter page, and I think that everyone's going to be amazed.
Yeah, most definitely. Go. So whatever you're doing right now, go ahead and click on over in that link that's in the show notes so you can check out Theosis Godslayer and make sure you see what everything great about it is. And we'll make sure we leave all the links in the show notes. Now, awesome. Now, minus coming there to Greece to stalk you, how would people go about keeping up with you and everything that is going on over at Dreamcraft Games?
Well, we have our Facebook page that I might you can maybe link our Facebook page and our website. People can join our mailing list, and we have a loyalty program, so a lot of people can get our games much more cheaper if they just sign up to our newsletter. So, and of course, anyone can find us in our Facebook pages, and we're friends with all the community, and we have about in Facebook 2,500 friends who are all people, most of them people from the community. So we are accessible. Anyone who wants to ask us anything, just pop up a question in our Facebook and we will answer it.
Well, there you go. And make sure you check out their Kickstarter page, which their Kickstarter is launching on the 12th of February and running through the 19th of February. Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. And now we don't want to keep you all day. Well, I guess it's all night over there, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Theosis and the upcoming mini expansion that'll be launching the Kickstarter really soon.
Really, really thank you for the opportunity and the hospitality, Lake. You gave us a way to speak to a lot of people, and hopefully this will help us a lot. So I'm really, really grateful for this. Really, thanks, Lake.
No problem. I really hope it does reach a lot of people, so that'd be awesome. So they can check out everything that's great about Theosis and the mini expansion that's coming. We really appreciate having you on once again.
Really, thank you, Lake, and keep up the good work. We're always following you.
Oh, thank you, sir. I always love sitting down with them to talk about Theosis and what they have going on over there. I'm excited to see this mini expansion launch. Make sure you go ahead and follow them on Facebook as soon as I get a link to their campaign, probably when it gets live, but I'm not sure when I'll get that. I've been asking them, but as soon as I get that, I'll update the show notes so you can click on over and check out their 7-day campaign for that mini expansion. So what y'all have been waiting for is that giveaway I was going to tell you about. We have teamed up with the Giveaway Geek, Everything Board Games, as well as Unfiltered Gamer to bring 2 lucky listeners. That's right, 2, not just one winner, but 2. The new game from Stonemaier Games, Wingspan, that's currently number 4 at the time of this recording on BGG's hotness list. So what you want to do is go ahead and jump over to GameReliefGo.com and then click on the menu bar. You'll find current giveaways, and you can go ahead and enter that way. Plus, we've got a couple other great giveaways that are on there as well. I want to say one of them was for another game, The Lord of the Rings, that was recently on the BGG's top hotness list. So definitely check out our giveaways page, and stay tuned next week as we will be bringing you both the designers from Duels of Cartisora, 2 Players and 6 Warriors, as well as In the Hall of the Mountain King. But anyways, it's our least favorite time, your least favorite time for us to get on with our lives, you to get on with yours. In the meantime, I hope you'll get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geek fold. This is Game Relief, and I'm out of here.
Gamer Leaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if Gamer Leaf's luck holds up.